Yeah. Hello, we are live. Hey, you never know, because if we do something good out of this, let's say you and I get on a conversation and they're great clips, we can use them already.
Of course. What do you mean use them? The goal here feels like we want to be able to find a voice, record, share that message. Was it ASMR? Wasn't
Yes, I really like ASMR, yes.
We could do those episodes. People are like, oh, now this is getting kind of kinky coaching.
Why not? At the end of the day, we want to be original.
That's right.
Right?
We want views. We do a whole thing where we just whisper the entire episode. That's how you get people's attention, right?
Tell me something. Why do we want views?
Why do we want views?
Yeah.
I think it's another way of attracting attention, getting people to see what we do and how we do it. I don't know. What do you think?
I want to wake people up. And I know that's very hard. And I know that's not actually how it works, because they need to wake up by themselves through a moment of a crisis or whatever. But what I want to do with this is for people to stop the scrolling 3 seconds, to sit and to say, oh, what are these people talking about? Is this interesting? It's curious. They're talking about something that I've not looked inside. For me, the key of anybody and in any client, when they ask me, oh, Miriam, what's your ideal client? You know what I say? I say people that are brave enough to look inwards.
Yes, I think it's a willingness. If somebody is willing to be honest with themselves, that might mean I could use some help and support. Then that's willingness. And that's all we need. That's all we ask for. That's the only requirement for being in those rooms. It's a willingness.
But Jordan, some of my clients, before being clients, they were telling me, I don't need coaching. I've got a job, I've got a wife, I've got a house, why would I need coaching? And then when I say, well, why don't you give it a try? They decide to give it a try. Their mind is blown away when they find out what's in there.
It's about what you don't know. And that space, because we live in this, everything we know it. And then there's what we don't know. And then we live in this world of just trying to put things we don't know into the no column. And that's where we live. And it's a very limited space. But what everything else is what we don't know. And it's available. It's just a question of whether or not you want to step to it. And that's what I think these conversations, that's what the Landmark Forum was promoting. So I think it's like in coaching, you start to kind of pierce that veil. You start to beyond what this mind is made up, literally made up. Because that's all it is. It's just a story. And we've made this story up and we believe that it's the only truth, is the only identity.
Yeah. And some people, they think that what we're doing is therapy. They think, I've got nothing to be looked at and to fix, and traumas and things like that. When that is nothing to do with therapy. I mean, of course, there is a link in that we are accompanying, we are guiding, we are helping, we are reflecting, we are. So there is a link in there. But it's not therapy, because we're not here to fix mental, emotional issues, trauma, any depression and anything like that.
There might be a byproduct. There might be a byproduct of it. There may be some healing that happens, but we're not coming at it from that angle.
No.
In fact, I think what we can do is be able to invite people to consider that they aren't broken, that there is nothing missing, that that's the illusion in and of itself, and that ultimately we want people to be empowered.
That's right.
Personally, internally, empowered.
Yeah.
And I think that unfortunately, a lot of times our stories disallow us. I mean, I've talked to clients and they're like, I don't believe I'm really good at that. I just don't believe I think I'm just a loser. Fundamentally true. And then kind of exploring the truth of it. Right. Exactly. And then ideally having them come to the realization that, wait, actually, that's not the truth. That's not the case. I've actually done this with all these people. These people are this. These people are this. I have evidence now that counteracts that story. And that you start to kind of like crack open possibility. And that's where, like you said, you kind of get into that kind of awakening of, wait, there's more here. There's more than I'm believing, that I've been telling myself, that I've been programmed to believe.
Yeah. And particularly if you look at people that become parents, it's a massive shake to their world, right? It's a new life and a new world.
Yeah.
And
it's insane. I think that it's one of the most monumental milestone type of moments in a human's life who become parents.
Yes, and it's such an earthquake, tsunami, volcano, whatever big thing you want to call it, that just transformed my world and my life. And coaching was a big part of it, right? Because I have my own coach and I get coached. And I many times brought these topics of, wait a moment, who am I now? A mother? Okay, I'm a mother. And what do I need to do? I don't have a manual. How can I be the best mother? And at the start of my motherhood, I thought, I've got to read how to raise children. I've got to read about them, their milestone, and what are the best toys, what are the best nurseries and the best schools. And then I missed what I now know is the most important thing, which is to be the best mother and is to be the best me. I have to work on myself first, so that then I can be the best. Exactly, the oxygen mask to me first. And that's hard. People don't get that. They think, what can I provide for my child? What can I do for him? Without realizing that actually your child is looking at you all the time and is copying what you do.
You're modeling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so if you don't work on yourself.
No, I think, and then you get to the point where, like, you're in my situation where kids are 18, 21, getting ready to leave. And again, I'm not saying I'm a masterpiece by any means. I'm a work in progress, but the work I've done and the work I continue to do is allowing me kind of step into this new season, this new chapter with what you're talking about, which is, I'm pointing this way or that way, I don't know, but stepping into that new chapter with an awareness that I wouldn't have had if I hadn't been doing some work on my own, in the sense that my identity isn't based solely on being a dad. I'm not.
Right.
I think a lot of people get literally lost because all of a sudden their children are gone. They're like, now what do I do with my life? Because they've spent the last 18, 20 years consumed with being a parent, that I think that suddenly that's taken away and they're left with, now who am I? And who's that person I live with? And why am I living with them?
And how funny is you mentioned that, because yesterday I coached a client who was scared, thinking of the moment the children were leaving home. And that's because the client is living for their children, completely ignoring herself.
I mean, I literally, last night, because my girls are going off to school and I'm looking at, like, oh my God, it's going to cost me $1 million and I'm never going to have any money. I mean, it's like, I literally go into this, and I've been doing this for a minute and I'm still get caught up in the drama. And all of a sudden I stopped myself. I was like, Jordan, what are you doing? I literally caught myself. I'm like, where are you right now? Because right now, everything's fine. Right now, you're okay right now. And you're putting every foot in front of the other. That's all you can do. You're taking all the right steps. But I literally had to kind of talk myself off the ledge and just get back to the present. And when I did it, I was soothed. I was calm. But I had to participate in that moment.
There was the right moment of awareness.
Yeah. So it's
aware.
And it's also just being patient and saying, guys, there's work to be done. And there's partnership and there's community. And that's what coaches do. And again, I talked to a client, like I said, when I didn't say this, but I said to you a while ago, the same kind of conversation. I have people talk to me about wanting to coach and they're like, yeah, I don't think I need coaching. I'm fine. Everything's fine. I'm like, no, dude, I'm not saying everything's not fine. Coaching doesn't have to be about being broken. Coaching can actually be about, I know this word gets used a lot, but optimizing, leveling up, moving to the next level, follow through, success. Some of the greatest people who are successes have coaches. Because they have coaches, they're successful.
Yes, 100%. Yes.
Anyway, we can keep going, but this is good.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that on top of all that you said,
Mm-hmm.
for me in particular, my specialty being the emotional intelligence side of things,
Mm-hmm.
for me is an amazing job that I do with clients, which is to look at what's in there. Because when I ask a client how you're feeling, they tell me, I'm good, or I'm bad, or I'm okay. And I say,
Mm-hmm.
no. How are you feeling? And they go,
Mm-hmm.
I'm all right. And I say, no. What are you feeling? And they don't know how to tell me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I use one of my coaching tools, the emotions wheel, and then I help them identify the emotions.
Mm-hmm.
How difficult it is. For men, even more, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But how difficult it is for our clients to identify their emotions. They've never done it. They don't
Mm-hmm.
know how to name them.
Yep.
And if you are a parent and you don't know basic emotional language, how are you going to teach your children? And what are you going to teach your children?
Yeah.
And sometimes they might look at what we're saying and they might think, oh, that sounds like a generic stuff. That sounds like the ideal scenario of and transform yourself and master your emotions and things like that.
Totally.
Because they really haven't looked inwards. And the coaching we do is to understand, to see, and to improve, develop, growth, improve, succeed, and be happy. Like you said, are you happy with what you are? And the funny thing is that some people will tell you by default the automatic response, right? Yes, I am. And you are like,
Great.
really? And then their entire body is telling you they're not smiling, they're not doing, they're just telling you, I'm working on this because it brings me the money and that's it. No, I'm just having lots of ideas as we talk. And also, what I wanted to say to you as well is we got to enjoy. The best thing is we have to enjoy the
Completely.
podcast.
Yeah. No, I think there has to be laughter. There has to be, I think messy is attractive.
Yes, I agree.
If we're too polished, it's like they can find polish somewhere else. And
yeah, exactly.
And so I think that us being who we are, is, I think, and people are going to get it or they're not going to get it. It's not, we don't have to be for everybody. We don't have to be for everybody. I mean, you look like somebody was saying there's Mel Robbins and there's Tony Robbins.
Exactly.
And there's something for everybody.
Yeah.
What is it? What do you call this? Now you notice?
Yes. Now you notice.
Now you notice. Now you notice. Now you notice. Now you notice. Now you notice. Now you notice.
So
now you notice.
Let's wrap up. What is it that they are now noticing?
Right. So many things come. You have anything coming top of mind for you?
Yes.
Go. You go ahead.
Now you notice that you need a coach, that you need a life coach.
I would maybe phrase it. Now you notice that you can be seen, heard, and
or now you notice there is something you can do.
Yeah. Now you notice you have a choice.
Well,
Jordan, Jesus Christ.
It's been a really fun conversation, even if it was quite spontaneous. Yes.
More to come.
Sometimes it's not about changing anything, just seeing it clearly. And maybe now you notice.
Go.
Bye-bye.